morning, Uptown Columbus and Columbus State University. It's another episode of CSU Sports Talk. I'm your host, Derek Bailey. I'm here with my award-winning Ironman champion, multi-talented producer and co-host, Matthew Gay, and our special guest, Dean Sando, men's basketball assistant coach at Columbus State University. How you fellas doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Matt, how have you been?
I'm great.
What
Not
you
much has changed. I
Not
still
much-
have the medal around my neck from that competition you're talking about. Another gorgeous, beautiful, sunny day here at Columbus State University. Not much has changed.
Not much has changed. I know you're happy because your Arizona Wildcats still playing pretty well.
They are. And all my predictions are still holding straight, or most of them at least.
Phoenix-
I liked Harvard. Harvard did pretty well. I like Stanford.
Done
Stanford's
pretty well.
still in on it. Memphis was okay. Arizona State lost by – they almost upset. They almost got that upset.
Your Phoenix Suns might make the playoffs.
Yeah. I really want to say they will,
No,
but then I don't want to jinx them. I did
Yeah.
that with Atlanta. Atlanta
did that.
Hawks, number 3 seed, and then I said, no, they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. Congratulations. Take it as a victory. And now
They 3.5 games from not being in
Yeah.
it. So, I mean, it's kind of tough. Coach Sando, how you been?
I've been good, Derek. How about you, man?
I've been pretty good.
Long time no see.
I know. I'm not over in Lump as much because I'm always down here in the Impay Center doing a little radio, doing a little TV. Speaking of that, that's what we got here. You here for. We're here to talk about men's basketball. But before we get into that, just tell the people a little bit about who you are. You're from the Columbus area. You're familiar with these people. Just give them a little information about yourself.
My name's Dean Sando. I am from Columbus, Fort Benning, really most of my life. Military brat. I was fortunate enough to live here most of my life. I went to Columbus High, played basketball, very average basketball player. Ended up going to Kennesaw State just for undergrad. Still had that itch for the game. Kind of regret not trying to play somewhere. Ended up getting into the coaching field. At a couple stops. At a volunteer at Chattahoochee Tech, an assistant at Excel Christian Academy, and now here at Columbus State.
Okay. Just giving the people a little bit of information. If you're a young coach, you're making your way now. This is your first assistant coaching job at the Division II level. You've been here for 2 years now. You'll be going into your third year this season coming up, or you'll be finishing up before this season.
I will be my 2 years as a grad assistant are finished. I'll finish my my MBA in July. So
Okay.
as far as the specific grad assistant position, I am through that now that the season's over.
Okay. So so now you'll be moving into your first full-time position as a coach. What information have you learned from all your travels that you take into your first official position, wherever it may be?
It's a grind. I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it's tough. Even especially at D2, I think being a grad assistant at D2 really helps you learn the whole everything. I mean, I gotta help with scouting reports, film edits, individual drills. I got to play pizza boy. I got to go pick up food for the guys. If I got to wash the clothes, I got to wash the clothes. Literally everything, helping out with camps. So I get my hand in literally everything. So going to that next level, whether it is a full-time spot at D2 or even D1, I know I can do everything. I've got my hand in just a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Okay. So I mean that's good. You kind of make yourself a jack of all trades. I guess it's different because at different schools you have a larger staff perhaps. So different guys do different things and fill different roles, and so you're kind of in a position where you're having to do a lot of other people's jobs.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, just to give guys a recap who may or not be familiar with this season, we went 14-13. Guys finished out doing pretty good at the end of the year and actually walked into the first round of the playoffs. Ended up having to draw USC Aiken, which is a pretty good team, 3-time regular season champs, 2-time conference champs. Before we talk about that game, I want to ask you about the season. You guys had multiple different injuries. You guys had to start different lineup. It looked like about every week you guys were going through stuff, and it was kind of up and down, but it ended up finishing off pretty well. What can you say about this season, and then what held you guys together through it?
Well, it was an up and down season. Had we beaten Montevallo at home, in I think it was December 15th, they were currently ranked number 10 in the country. Blew a 16-point lead, and lost on a buzzer beater 3. We probably would have been ranked in the country at that time, and maybe things go a little differently. We get a little taste of what it means to win a close game, because that was kind of our downfall. But we did have some injuries. Our point guard from last year, or our backup point guard from last year, who was supposed to be the starter this year, Jamad Salim, broke his hand early in the year, sat him out, came back, ended up breaking his other hand and spraining his ankle pretty bad at USC Aiken about about in January 2nd or around there. So that was tough to lose him because although as much headaches as he gives us about not being a true point guard, sometimes he can make plays. I mean, he's a heck of a player.
He's a great defender. You guys lost Kenny Funderburk for a little while with the shoulder.
We did.
D'Angelo was hurt with something with, I remember his foot was in the boot for a little while. Ty sat a couple games.
There's a bunch of nagging injuries. I think guys weren't necessarily prepared for the grind mentally. It's a little different coming from JUCO. This league the Peach Belt Conference is full of men.
Yeah.
I mean, men, absolute men. It's tough. It's physical. I think guys just had a few injuries that just kept nagging. Maybe they didn't take care of them like they should, and kind of hurt us a little bit. I think.
Mm-hmm. But you guys end up finishing off good. Improvement from last year. You guys go to the Peach Belt tournament. It's held here in Columbus at the Lumpkin Center. You guys end up playing, to me, I consider a rivalry game. Maybe it's because I'm from the Aiken-Augusta area, but a matchup with USC Aiken. And for all intents and purposes, maybe one of the best games of the season. Played literally down to the wire, 3 or 4 possessions go y'all way or their way, and that determined the winner. And USC Aiken actually went on to win this tournament second time in a row, and they actually went on to win the next chapter of the regional tournament, and now they're playing again. So, I mean, what do you say to the games, to the fans that say that you guys could have underperformed? You guys played Montevallo to a 3-point game. You guys beat Montevallo on the road. You guys played USC Aiken right down to the wire. These are national championship possible teams, Absolutely. And you guys were right in the fight with them, but then you guys go on the road and lose games. What do you say to the fans that say that?
Well, I think if you look at talent level among the conference, I think we're right behind USC Aiken and Montevallo. Aiken's got, I think, 7 Division I transfers. Montevallo's got 1 or 2, but they got a heck of a team. We know we blew the Montevallo game at home. We blew another game at home against Georgia Southwestern, who was pretty good. We got down against Georgia Southwestern at their place, had to come back. I think this season was the season of blowing 10-point leads or more. I think we did that 8 or 9 times. And it's tough to win that way. And we were playing pretty well at the end of the season. And that game, like you said, in the conference tournament against USC Aiken, it was a dog fight. I think they just made a couple more plays in there. I don't think we played. I don't think we could have played any better. I think their point guard Devontae Wright, a heck of a player.
Yeah.
He made a couple shots. Tough shots. We played great D. That's all you can really ask for.
He got tournament player of the year. He got player of the tournament. Player of the year was actually Montevallo's guard, Torrin Brown,
right?
Who's from the Arizona area. Me and Matt was talking about that earlier. He's a really great player. I love watching the kid play. He's entertaining as me a watching fan of basketball. But with that being said, on a positive note, you guys are returning your 2 bigs, D'Angelo and Shane. You guys are returning the leading scorer, Kenny Funderburk, and a leading scorer from a year ago, BJ Battle. So this is a strong core of guys with lots of experience and lots of playmaking ability coming back.
Yeah, we're gonna have, I think, 8 or 9 seniors next year, which is a lot, and that's something Coach Moore's never had. Kenny was 13 all conference, and I think he understands what it really means to be in the Peach Belt now. So I think next year, honestly, I expect him to be first team all conference. There's no reason he shouldn't be. Shane and D'Angelo, they're a force down low. Definitely an upgrade from the year before. D'Angelo's 6'8", and he runs like a guard. He is lightning quick, and Shane blocks everything in sight. If it wasn't for the Alvin Brown from Aiken, he would have led the conference in scoring. In block shots. He erases all those mistakes back there. BJ, he's been consistent ever since he was at Lees McRae his freshman year. You know what you're going to get with BJ, and now that he's a senior, he wants to win. This is going to be his year to shine. So I think we're going to have a good year next year. We got another guy coming in from Central Georgia Tech, Cam Baker. He's a local kid. He was highly recruited out of high school by a bunch of D1s, UAB being one of them. Okay. Just some situations happen, so we're lucky to have him. So we're looking forward to next year.
Okay. With that being said, what do you feel like is the main attribute that you guys need to address to get over the hump? Do you think it could be possibly rebounding, maybe getting more size? Do you think it could be more playmaking from the point guard position, just depth, maybe just more able bodies being able to come in there and run the system? Being able to run the defense, because Amoeba is something that everybody can't or hasn't played before. What is the one thing or 2 things that you guys as a coaching staff see as something that you got to put your focus into?
Well, Coach Moore has always been, and he'll tell you when he wanted to get in coaching, he said he wanted to be able to switch up defenses all the time. And that's what we do. We run an Amoeba Amoeba defense that we got from UNLV, man-to-man, 1-3-1. We'll go different full court presses. So I think it's being consistent in all those different defenses. I think sometimes guys may not pay attention as much when we're going over one because, I'd rather run this. Well, we're going to run all of them. You got to get used to it. And I think being a team. I think last year we had a bunch of guys that were the men at their junior college, averaging 18, 20 points a game, and they come in and not everybody's going to average 20 points a game. We're not going to score 200 points a game. So it's an adjustment. I think having been together for a year, knowing that a lot of these guys don't have another chance after next year, I think it'll definitely change their mindset and just play together as a team. I mean, it's not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
But I think that's the biggest key. Yeah.
Switching gears real quick, if you guys watched the University of Florida play in the NCAA tournament, or you guys watched the University of Kentucky last game against Wichita State, I noticed that both of these teams have clearly defined roles. And I think when it comes to building a championship caliber team, guys knowing who is the playmaker. Guys not trying to over dribble and create shots for other people. That's not their job. Shooters that know that they have to stay aggressive all game because it's their responsibility to score the ball. And rebounders and post players who understand that they're really coming to work really hard and they might not be in the limelight as far as scoring. I think that builds the camaraderie and the chemistry that wins games. So I'm getting excited about that. Speaking of that, non-conference schedule. What early games could we possibly look at? What's in the whisperings? What could possibly be in the mix that come up to get the fans excited for the preseason or early season?
Well, last year, as you know, this year we played UAB to start the year, and that's another possibility for next year. Coach Hicks knows their first assistant there, Richie Riley, pretty well. I've gotten to know him pretty well recruiting over the summer, so that's a possibility. Andre Morgan's on that staff who used to be at Young Harris in the conference. So, and since we didn't beat them, they'll be gladly to invite us back. Auburn, now that they have gotten rid of Tony Barbie and brought in Bruce Pearl, is another possibility. So I think that's in the works. So, those two games would be big. I mean, those are big-time programs with big-time coaches. So.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I think the Auburn game would be something that the whole city could get excited about, the Auburn area can get excited about. Bruce Pearl, he's bigger than life. I don't even, Chris Denson is done. I think he was a senior this year.
He's done,
yeah.
yes.
And KT Terrell or Harrell, I think he might have been a senior too. He's a pretty good player. But regardless of who they got in the roster, they got Bruce Pearl. So it's going to be an exciting game. It'd be great for Columbus State, win, lose, or draw, just to go out there and play against those guys. Another thing I just wanted to ask you, you're from the Columbus area. You've been coaching at Columbus State. It's going to be time for you to start making your own move into this coaching tree. What has Coach Moore and Coach Hicks taught you as a coach, as a person, as an individual? What has this time under them, this tutelage, how has this benefited you as a coach, as a person?
Well, Coach Moore and Coach Hicks are both tremendous coaches. I knew Coach Moore a little bit. I played for his brother in high school for a year, and he was actually coaching high school in the area at the time. But as far as learning from Coach Moore, I've learned the amoeba defense pretty well, which is a defense that I do like, I enjoy. It's something not a lot of people run. And you can do some tweaks out of it. So, let's say I'm a head coach later down the road, I can run that and people are going to be like, what is this guy running? It can be difficult to decipher at times. But Coach Moore, he's a hard worker. He's always got his nose at the ground. He's trying to get things done. As far as Coach Hicks goes, he's a man-to-man defensive guy. And that's what I was coming in. That's the defense I liked. And I've learned a lot of things from him, how to teach it, what drills to do, things like that. And he was at the Division I level before he got to Columbus State. So he kind of showed me, that's where I want to go. This is what it's like, kind of thing. So he's kind of been a mentor as far as that goes.
Okay. And then one more thing I want to ask you before we get you out of here, Coach. You're a big-time basketball guy. How's your bracket looking?
It's not completely busted, surprisingly. I'm not doing as well as I'd hoped, but it's not busted. I still have all Final Four teams. I got Louisville, Wisconsin, Michigan State, and Florida.
Okay, so before you give us your final pick, I want to know your final pick. Who's your championship game matchup?
I have Florida and Louisville.
Florida and Louisville. Okay, I like it. And then who you got winning it?
I've got Florida winning it all. I got Billy Donovan beating his mentor in the finals. I think Florida's just the best team.
I think they are pound for pound best team. I got the same thing. What about you, Matt? Who you got over there winning it? No, give me your two finals. Give me your two final teams, and then give me who you got winning it.
This is going to make me look really bad, but I kind of just left it alone. I'm just waiting for Arizona to win. I don't even know who the options are on each side, East or West.
Okay.
I'm just hoping Arizona is Michigan State still eligible. I like the Spartans.
They are.
One of those two team wins. That's all that matters to me.
Okay.
Do we have more time? We have a little bit more time.
We got a
with
little
you?
bit more time. We got a little bit more time with him. What you got, Matt?
Mind if I interject some questions real quick? I was
Absolutely,
just kind
go
of curious. We're talking about college basketball, so I'll start off with that one. Who would be your draft pick this year? You're an NBA GM. Who's your favorite college player right now that could be draft eligible? Who would you take?
Number one,
Yeah, top 10. Your top 10 team, whoever you want.
I would take Jabari Parker.
Okay.
I think he has been the best prospect since LeBron James. And the LeBron James is on a whole different level, don't get me wrong, but Jabari Parker is the real deal. He'd average 18 in the league right now.
Okay. Now, I'm a school looking for a new coach. You're coming in as an applicant. Now, I'm curious. What kind of offense are you? What kind of team or offense would be your dream? Now, do you want a big 7-foot center and just always give it to him? Or are you running gun type of offensive coach? What's your style? What would you do if you have free reign? Head coach, new school.
It's funny. I fell in love with Virginia's offense. I have a friend that's on staff at Memphis, and they just played Virginia. And the offense Virginia runs, they call it mover blocker offense. And if you watch it, it is absolutely amazing. It's a motion offense, but it's perfect. But I would run and gun a little bit because what I've learned is that the style plays got to be fun for the guys. Mm-hmm. They don't want to play a boring style, right? So you want to get up and down a little bit. But when you get in the half court, I would run Virginia's motion offense.
Look, I can see the goosebumps on the back of your neck right now. Not only has this man done the pizza runs, he does laundry, he knows the drills, he knows everything about coaching, but he actually cares about the players. I want it to be fun for the players, so I'm going to do run and gun. Look at this guy right here. Future ESPN top coach winner. I can see it right now. He's everything that you want to do as a player.
I mean, I've seen Coach Sando work with skills and drills already, so I know he knows his stuff.
And what about defense? You said something about an amoeba defense, which is what?
Amoeba is a 1-1-3 zone defense, and the slides are a little different. It kind of throws people off. But I'd be man to man. Mostly. Man to man is just, to me, it's zone is too easy to beat. You get a couple shooters, it's kind of easy to beat.
All I'm saying is I still have 4 years of NCAA eligibility, and this guy's saying everything that I want as far as a player. So I might have to break the dust off my Nike shoes and come back out of retirement. And lastly, I believe you have an MBA. You're going for your MBA. You have your MBA. Is that correct?
I'm currently a couple classes short.
With the right, job searching skills, with the right people who know how to do that, they could find you a job easy that gives you tons of money.
Right. Hopefully. But it sounds like you'd much rather coach in college basketball, which may not pay as much as an NBA, let's say. So you're possibly giving up the love of money for the love of a job, college coach basketball. Yes.
I admire that, though.
Well, I appreciate that.
Instead of chasing the dollar bill, he just wants to do something that's going to make him happy for the rest of his life, a job that he doesn't regret going to or, just angry to get up in the morning because you got to go to work.
Sounds like personal experience, Matt.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Okay.
But do I have that right? Is that what you're pretty much going for?
That is true. Money is not the be-all, end-all. I don't want to end up struggling on the streets, but I'd much rather do something that makes me happy. There's much more to life than money, If it comes to it, I'll ask some friends for some money or something. But I just want to do what I love, and share that with people. And it's not about the money.
It's funny. I heard somebody say this, and I guess you can say whatever you want to say about it. But if you do what you love and you're good at it, you won't worry about money.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think he's gonna get plenty of wins. So I
agree.
I think he'll be pretty good.
I'm dusting off the shoes. I know that much.
Bring it on.
I'm gonna start working out.
Okay. Well, that's all we have for you guys on this side of the break. On the other side of the break, more CSU sports talk. We'll get you guys some scores, some tennis, some softball, some golf.
Some records being broken in track and field.
Some records being broken. On the other side of the break, CSU Sports Talk. And we're back. CSU Sports Talk on the other side of the break. I'm your host, Derek Bailey, back with my co-host, my producer, my partner in crime, my buddy, my friend Matthew K. We just finished up a great segment with men's basketball coach Dean Sando talking a little round ball, what I love. But we see you've got some other great sports, and right around this time of the year, everybody's loving this thing called stickball, the great American pastime, baseball. And we've got a pretty good baseball team out there at Ragsdale Field, huh, Matt?
We do. We should, right? Columbus is a baseball town, pretty much. It seems like Little League is huge down here. Won the World Series not that long ago. So they rate this as a baseball town. That's what matters to everybody. Coach Appleton, the head coach of men's baseball, earlier this week won the 600 game. 600 wins.
6 and 2 zeros.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I don't even know. You got to be here for a while to win that many games.
You do.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Or you got to have an excellent program where you guys are just banging out heavy win seasons.
And that's apparently what we have. There's two major polls. The newspaper poll, national newspaper poll, which CSU is ranked number 19th in the nation. And then also in the baseball lineup poll, they just broke it. They're number 25.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with that.
So nationally ranked number 25.
In the baseball lineup poll, which I guess is more important than the newspaper poll.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. Okay. But hey, it doesn't matter. They're on the map as far as the nation goes in baseball.
You know, it's really funny. We've got some other nationally ranked team. Our men's tennis is actually ranked number 9 in the nation. This last week they took on Alabama State, Division I university. They won in the singles matchup 5-6. They lost in the doubles 2-3, but overall they won by points, by the point system. So they'll be in competition again March 27th against Shorter College in Rome, Georgia. And our women's tennis team is actually ranked number 5 in the nation. They played number 25 in the nation, Drury, this past weekend, and actually just obliterated them. Won 5 out of 6 of the singles and won all 3 of the doubles matchup. Just obliterated. So our tennis teams are great. Our track and field team actually was a competition this last week in Atlanta at Emory University. We had a couple school records being broken. Alice Arnold broke the school record for high jump, 8 foot 4 inches. And our 400 relay took second place. Oh, both the men's and the women's relay came in second place only to Division I Kennesaw State. And so, we've just got great teams all around. Instead, I just pulled off a line I wanted to give to the fans is that the Commissioner's Cup, which I was just telling you about earlier, is the award given to the team in the conference with the overall best winning percentage. All right. We are atop the poll at 88%. The second best team in the conference is Armstrong. Third best is Flagler. Armstrong's at 78% winning, and Flagler's at 77% winning. So, honestly, with the Commissioner's Cup, Columbus State's running away with it. Overall, athletic, we're dominating everybody. Dominating everybody.
Which is more than enough reason for the city to come out and support these student athletes. Every team that you go see is ranked, is good, is solid. Overall, we have a great program, a great athletic director. We need to give him credit, maybe bring him in.
Got to. That's something we got to look into. But one thing I wanted to ask you about is I know that you've been checking out our golf team heavily over the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, and just like you like round ball, which I do too. I like the smaller round ball.
Okay.
Golf. I'm a huge fan of golf. The team is ranked number 11, and this week they came in second at the Bearcat Golf Classic, which is in 96, South Carolina. The name of the city is 96 in the state of South Carolina. But nonetheless, they came
only
in second.
South Carolina are their towns named numbers.
Exactly. But no, yeah, they came in second. Early in the season, they have a number 1 finish, number 2, number 5. They're always in the top 10. Awesome golf team. And Robert Mize, who you're going to talk about in a little bit, we have a video piece coming up on him, a little expose. He continued his streak of a top 20 finish his entire golf career at Columbus State.
Entire golf career.
Every tournament he has entered for Columbus State University, he's always in the top 20, and he continued it this week.
Wow. That's pretty interesting.
Kid's good. Watch this video that's coming up. You'll see why.
Okay. Well, with that being said, that's all we got here for you on stats, but you guys stay tuned. We got a special piece coming to you from the golf team with Mr. Robert Mize, top 20 athlete. You guys see us on the other side. CSU Sports Talk.
Hi, my name is Robert Mize. I'm a sophomore here at Columbus State. General business major. I started playing when I was about 2. My dad would take me out to the driving range and we would just hit balls. But I didn't really get into it until I was around a junior in high school. So I kind of focused on other sports growing up. I played soccer and basketball a lot. Well, when I was a junior, we were fortunate enough to win state. And that was the first time we'd won it in a while. And then kind of after that, everything kind of just started getting better. I ended up winning state my senior year as an individual, and we won it as a team. And I went to, after high school, I went to Furman in Greenville, South Carolina, on a golf scholarship there. I went and just struggled, and I redshirted that year. And just it was a really tough year for me being away and everything, and so I didn't really get along too much with the coach there and the players. It wasn't a very good fit. So I transferred here, and I could play right away since Furman's Division I and then CSU's D2. Okay. So I didn't have to sit out a year, and I knew Coach. I've worked with him for 6 years or so on my golf swing. So I thought it would be a good fit, and it turns out it was. The business school is a pretty good one. It's got a lot of accolades and whatnot, and so it's been a good fit. It's been nice. The good thing about a business degree is you can do a lot of things with it. My brother's a lawyer, so I might try law school or something in golf, like a teaching job or a coaching job or something along those lines. Okay. The best part would probably be my short game, my chipping and putting. Growing up, my dad would always emphasize that because, your long game, your iron play, it's not going to always be great. It's going to be off and on, but your short game is always there to save you. So if you have a good short game, there's nothing that you can really eliminate. It's a lot of high numbers. Off the tee a little bit, I struggle a little bit sometimes. I get a little wild off the tee. I'm long, pretty long. So it's just toning it back, kind of taming my swing a little bit. I've had to learn, growing up I was very wild. I was in the trees a lot. I had to learn how to recover a lot when I was growing up. I am, yes.
You are?
Yes.
Can you talk
Yeah, we're both very, very similar. We're both super, type A people when it comes to golf. So growing up, it was tough. Not tough, but we would go at it a lot because we're both perfectionists when it comes to golf. So we've worked out a good system where he kind of only helps if I ask for it. But it's great. I mean, having someone like that to go to for knowledge and whatnot, it's really a blessing. The highlight was probably winning our home tournament in the fall. I was 2 shots back with 3 holes to play. I think I finished birdie, eagle, par to win by 1. So that was an unreal feeling just to kind of break through finally. It was really special being at home too. My parents were there, so it's good. I've improved a lot since last year. I had a really good summer. It really gave me a lot of confidence, and I carried it into the fall. I won twice in the fall, and then I top 10 our third tournament, and then I top 10 the first one. So it's been very good so far. It's always challenging. There's always a new challenge every day. It never gets old. It's always hard. I mean, there's never really an easy day. You're always out there grinding. You always have to be on top of it. You can't, and you have to control your emotions and everything so well. You have to be in such control of your body. We take 5 players to each tournament, and we'll do qualifying. It will normally be around 4 rounds of qualifying, 18 holes, and we'll do that, a week or so before the tournament. If you win, coach has a rule that you're exempt for the year. So I've been lucky enough to be exempt for the year. And then our number 2 player, he had a really good fall, so he's exempt for the spring. And then also if you have a top 10, then you're exempt for the next week. But other than that, everyone else has to qualify. I think repetition is big. If you have trouble on the greens or something like that, you're missing 3-footers or whatnot, go out right before you play and just make a lot of 3-footers, just practice them, and it will just give you confidence. I know Phil Mickelson does the circle drill from 3 feet, and he'll do 100 in a row before he plays, and that just gives him confidence, and I think that's just really big.